Alright, this is a mystery buyer's knife. I just wanted to show you the divot I accidentally belt grinded in here. Let me turn the lights off. There we go, right here. It'll take me forever to sand this out. I mean, if you can feel it with your fingers, it's pretty deep. Now, I'll be able to sand it out, but I'm going to sand the whole rest of the knife and then work on this. Alright, let me get at it. Okay, I have discovered something else. Can you see this crack? At first I thought it was just a line in the steel that I was going to sand out, and I sanded and sanded, and I realized it wasn't sanding out, so I flipped it over, and sure enough, it's a crack that goes completely through. You see it right here? So I'm going to make Mystery Buyer another knife. I've got plenty of files, and they're all annealed. So, but what I'm going to do with this, I've never, this is going to be a one-off. I'm going to come up here and make like a little mini swamp rat. It won't have a drop point like this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get a magic marker and kind of draw out what I want this to look like. And I'm going to stop working. I'm going to go ahead and cut it, but I'm going to stop working on it and get started on another knife. And I'll work on this at a later date, but I'm going to go ahead and get it cut just to make sure I don't forget what I wanted to do or where the crack is. Well, that's not a whole lot of knife left after I cut around the crack. So there's that idea. Or this idea. This leaves a lot more blade left. If I were to do it straight, I think I've seen Ricky's made some knives, and I believe he's made them out of the farrier's rasps, where they were somewhat of a squared end that were sharpened like a wedge. I forget what he calls them, but that would leave more usable blade, and you might even be able to feather some wood with it, or I think cutting it either blunt or maybe even at a bit of a backwards angle. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. I'll tell you what, if you have an opinion, the squared end, the angled back end, or the angled forward end, or like the mini swamp rat. And the handle will be the same, as just be the swamp rat. But I'm not 100% positive that this crack doesn't go further up. Yeah, I kind of think it ends there, but because it looks the same on both sides. So anyway, mini swamp rat are one of the angled forward, straight up, or angled backwards. And you know what? I'll give this away. So I'll let y'all decide which you want me to make. Now, it's not going to be all polished up, because that's days and days and days of work. But I can make this a good, usable, sharp, bushcrafting, camping knife. And I'll give it away. All right, I'll let you decide. All right, I'm at this point. Now I'm gonna mount it on my jig and grind the bevels. And I'm hoping today I can get this as far along as this is, which is grind lines sanded out of it. This is Jay Wallace. And sand it up to 180. And if I can get this one caught up to that, that'll be good. That'll be as far as I take them for now, for today. And I really want to get this cleaned back up and etched and tumbled so it will be ready for handles. And, you know, it's noon. I've wasted probably half a day on screwing this. Well, you know, I didn't screw nothing up. I mean, it's, you know, the crack is not my fault. The crack is in the metal. I annealed this properly. So there's nothing that I could have done to have made that. It's just a flaw in the steel. And I'm glad I saw it. Because I already sent one knife out that I shouldn't have. It wasn't bad. I mean, nothing bad. Nothing structural. It was just some, I guess, tear out around the pin in the handle that I didn't notice, and I even took pictures of it with lights on it and still didn't notice it. And anyway, I wouldn't have sent it out if I had seen it. It had just been too easy to cut the old handles off, put new handles on, or make another one. So a half a day's gone, and I'm not even back where I started with that. I got to grind the bevels on. I'm going to grind the bevels on and get the grind line sanded out of it, and I will at least be where I started. So here we go. Let me put it on the jig and get going. All right, let that sit in there for about 5 minutes. All right. All right, I think I can get the handles epoxied on today. Right there. Actually, it's this one. I'm gonna drink my coffee, grind the bevels on that, and get to sanding, and maybe I'll get the handles glued on that before I go home tonight. All right, I got the handles cut. I do not have the nose of them sanded. What I usually do is sand these up to 400 and then put the nose on my buffer, and then I epoxy everything. But that's all I'm going to do on that today. I'm going to get to work on this because I really want to have time enough in the day to get this up to this. I want to kind of do those file knives at the same time. So, all right, here we go. Now I'm going to get that on the belt grinder and grind the bevels on it. All right, we are got the bevels ground, and I'm fixing to sand it all up to 150. Oh, I haven't really done much, but it's kind of been a long day. I think I'm going to sand a little bit and then call it a day. Go home and eat something. I'm hungry. I got me an appetite working. All right, yes, it's almost 3 o'clock. Long day for me. Half a day was wasted. Well, not wasted, but wasted in the sense that this is probably not going to be sellable. But, you know, I mean, I don't purposely make mistakes. This wasn't a mistake. I have no control over that. But I like giving stuff away. I really enjoy, you know, the giveaways. And I'm probably going to have another giveaway at 75,000, and I'll probably have another 4 or 5 knives to give away. You know, over the years, as my channel has grown, it's grown faster and faster and faster and faster. You know, like 20,000 to 30,000 took a couple years, and then 30 to 40 took a year and a half, and then 40 to 50 took a year. I mean, you know what I mean? Its growth has been exponential. Anyway, so 75 may not take that long, and who knows, I may still be alive if I ever get to 100,000. Considering nudity. I'm kidding. Actually, if you don't subscribe, I will send you nudity. All right, everything's back to where I started. I'm at 150 on these. I have that. Tomorrow I will sand the nose of these, polish them, and then epoxy them on. I will grind the bevels on... What did I do with Mark's knife? Where's Mark's knife? Oh, I know where it's... Never mind. Never mind. I just did this too. See? I mean, it's like I'm on drugs. I just put my Dicom on it because I'm going to do my layout, lay out my lines and my center line and all that. So tomorrow I will grind the bevels on Mark's knife, and then when I get the bevels ground on that and the handles glued on that, then I'm going to start. This is 220 here. Tomorrow I'll start a 220 on these two. See you tomorrow.